Hey, what's up everybody? This is always back with another AutoCAD tutorial. So this video is going to be about a table and a chair. So we're going to create a 2D of the table and a 3D of the table. And well, I've created a 3D bed in the last video, and this video is going to be table and chair. And the next video I'll be making about dressing table and side tables for the bed in 3D. And then we will add over all the interior objects such as bed, table, chair, and dressing table in a room. And then I will show you how to realistically render our final view. So that's being said, let's get started, and then we're gonna create a table first and then chair. So I'm going to create a new file by clicking start drawing. And let me just set up AutoCAD first. So I'm gonna turn off this grid and let's type units. Change the units to architectural position 1x4. Click OK, and that's pretty much it is now. So, well, we're gonna start our table by creating a polyline, but let me change the limits of my drawing first. So type limits, press spacebar, and here I'm going to type 100 feet, 100 feet. So what are the benefits of setting up limits? I've already explained in my AutoCAD tutorial series. If you're not sure, just watch my full course on AutoCAD. So right now I'm in a 3D modeling workspaces. So I'm going to change that to 2D drafting because we will create a 2D plan first. What is this? Okay, so I'm going to drag this, drop it, and stick it to the bottom like that. Okay, so now let's select the polyline, and for the table I am going to just use my imagination to create a table. That would be some kind of a glass table. So I'm going to start here. Make sure your polar is on so you can snap to 90-degree angle. Here I will type 1.5 feet. Okay, let's just zoom in because we are very far away. And here I'm going to type, let's say 3.5 feet. Let's come down. Oh, I just need 4 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna type U and press spacebar, and then let's give you value 4 feet. Let's come down 1.5 feet, 1.5 feet, and then type C, press spacebar to close the object. So this is our table from the top, right? So we have the top dimension. I'm going to use a fillet command, so type F. Here's a fillet command on the ribbon, but I'm going to type F and then click on radius. Here I'm going to change the radius to 3 inch, right? I'm going to select this part of the line and then select this one, so we can make a round table. Okay, I think 3 inches too much, but that's fine now, as long as I have explained the concept how to make this. Okay, so this is the top, that's the bottom. Now we need to draw another line in the middle, right? Why am I drawing the middle line? I'll explain that in a second. Then offset that to, let's say, 6 inch and 6 inch. Okay, now let's, oops, I need to draw another line. For that I can explode that actually. So this explode command, select that, select this polyline, press spacebar. Now we have a separate object, separate lines, right? So now let's use offset. O is a shortcut key for that. I'm gonna type 6 inch and then down, and then from, yep, that's fine here. Maybe we can move this up actually to about 3 inch. Okay, all right, so we have this corner now and this corner, right? I'm going to select the circle command. I'm gonna click here, and for the diameter I'm going to type 3. Okay, so that's going to be a support, a pillar for the table. So let's just copy this CO, select this from the midpoint, and then just drop it here. Okay, now we can actually get rid of these lines, get rid of this line, and then I need same kind of distance here. So what I can do, I can actually draw a line from this midpoint towards this angle, and now I can give 3" okay. So I had a distance from this line to this line was 3", right? That's why we selected that node. So now I can copy one of the circles from the midpoint, that would be the midpoint, and we can drop it there, right? Now let's get rid of this line. We don't need that anymore, and we don't need these anymore, right? I'm going to mirror this mi with the mirror command. Select this circle, select this midpoint, and drop it there. Okay, mi, select these two circles, select this midpoint, and drop them there, right? I think the foundation is a bit bigger, but for now that's fine. Right, so I'm going to offset a 1" one of the circle, and that's actually too much, so we can change that to, let's say, 4". That's going to be actually too much. We need to check the distance of that circle, so I'm going to select from here to here, so that's about 1.5". So I'm going to offset this to 0.6, and that should be fine. Okay, so now I should have done this before, but I'm going to actually copy this from this midpoint, drop it here, drop that here, all the nodes, right? I could do that before, I should have done before, but that's fine now. Okay, so we have this, and now our 2D drawing is done. Now let's go to 3D basic modeling. I always go to 3D modeling workspaces when I don't find all the commands, but let's try 3D basics. Okay, now we have the view cube on the right, you can see that, right? I'm gonna click here, it's gonna take me to this viewport, but I want this to be at the front, so I'm gonna click here. Okay, so this is the table. Now with that I can actually select these, all of these circle. Let's just select them, and we create a layer. Okay, so we've selected that. Now I'm gonna change the layer. Let's actually go to layer properties. Should have selected the layer properties first. New, I'm gonna say pillars. Doesn't really matter what name do you give, but that's fine. I'm gonna just scroll next. I'm gonna change the color to some different color. So let's select this blue one. Okay, now we select all the circles here, and we need circles here. Make sure you select all the circles because I changed the layer to pillars, right? Let's close this layer property actually, and let's go back and turn off this layer. Right now I can use two commands, whether I do the boundary or I can use the join command, join, and then I'm gonna select all of these, enter, done, and now it's polyline again. All right, so I'm actually going to copy this. Let's just CO, and now press spacebar. So instead of picking up the point, I'm going to press spacebar one more time, right? And then here I'm going to type 0, 0, and I'm going to take this up to about, let's say, 6". Okay, so we have one at the 6", right? Now I'm going to copy again. I'm going to type 0, 0, and let's take this 1 feet up. Okay, so we have 3. This is the bottom part. We don't need that anymore. I will delete that, and then I've got 2 parts up there, right? Now very simple, just extrude this. ext is an extrude command, and done. I'm gonna type 0.1". Okay, so let's see how is it. I'm going to change the viewport to 3D shaded, and we could see how is it. Okay, that's glass actually, so that's done. So the total is 1 feet 6 inch from the floor, right? So that's fine. And then I'm gonna just extrude this as well. So 0.1. Okay, done. Now I'm gonna create another layer. Let's create another layer and then emit glass. And we can change the color so we know that this is a glass. Let's select some kind of a gray color. Right, and let's close the properties panel or layer panel, and let's select the glass layer. Okay, so we have 2 glass layers now. We know the dimension. Okay, so now let's bring back our pillars. Right, and then I'm going to change my workspace to 3D wireframe, right? Okay, so now I'm going to copy all of these outside circles. Okay, and then I'm gonna type 0, 0, and I'm going to type 5.5. okay, now there should be some distance left here, right? Why I did that I will explain to you guys in a second, right? Okay, so we have done that. Now that was let's check the distance for the top glass. So I'm going to, oops, that's the dimension, di for the distance command. Select one of the part here and then take it all the way down. Okay, and 1 feet and 6 inch, right? So we need another copy of these. So I'm going to select P. That's going to be that's a shortcut key what you just selected before. If you type P and then press spacebar, it will automatically select the last selection. Very useful. Press spacebar to select that. Now I'm going to type 0, 0, 1 feet and then 5.5. that should be fine now. Okay, that is done, that's done, and now it's time for these. Okay, so I can first of all leave them here, but I'm going to extrude a few of the things first. So ext, let me go back and change a layer, create a new layer, and O pillar. Okay, I'm gonna type, that's fine, O pillar. Let's change the color for that as well. Why am I getting the notification for AutoCAD? I'm actually doing a live stream, guys. If you want to join the live stream, a full architectural project, and I'll be doing in like a couple of days, so make sure you watch my video for that and then leave a comment below that you're going to join this. Okay, so let's just copy P for previous. Sorry, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to make sure that I select all of these. And now this time I'm going to, instead of giving the values, I'm going to select here and I'm going to drop them here. I'm going to drop them. We don't need that on the top, right? Okay. I'm going to copy and then P. Now I'm going to give a value of, let's say I have 6 inch there, 0.1 inch there. So I'm going to type 6.5. Okay, so that will be 0, 0, 6.5. Okay, let's see what we have here. That's a bit of issue here. Now I'm gonna undo. Okay, we'll finish that later. Okay, so now I'm going to extrude these outside glasses. So let's just select this. Okay, so now let's extrude them to, oops, why it did not extrude, ext, select P and then enter, and now I can give value of, let's say, 0.5. Okay, so we have that now. Now let's change the layer to, let's turn off this layer 0. We don't need that. That's actually layer that's gonna get you error, but don't worry about it. We're gonna change the color to all peel, right? Actually, leave that to pillar. Okay, now EXD. Okay, and then select all of these smaller. And then extrude them to about 6-inch. Okay, now we need to select OP layer, and then let's turn off. No, we can't turn off that layer because that's going to give us the error. So select all of these now. Oops, shift, get rid of that, and okay, now 0.5. Now let's check out our 3D model. Let's turn on everything and let's see what we have here. Okay, cool. So we have the support, we have these things there, right? Now I'm gonna change all of these. Let's just select them. I can't select them like that because they're a bit bigger, so I have to select them manually. And let's change the layer to OP layer. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to, this is what we have, right? I'm actually going to copy them. So let's copy, let's type P, and then I'm going to start from here, and then I'm gonna drop them all the way straight up to here. Okay, let's see what we have now. Change that to shady. Okay, we have that. Okay, so before we proceed to the next step, it's a good idea that I could apply some fillet to it. So I should have done that before, but I just want to show you guys. So our radius, I'm going to type 0.5. So let's see what happens. Okay. Now we have this round thing, right? It's cool, right? So let's just select all of them. I should have done this before, but that's fine. I'll just do that quickly. You guys know that's a fillet command. Okay, cool. Actually, instead of these things, I'm actually going to get rid of all of these because I don't want to apply the fillet. So what I can do, I can just copy these from the bottom and I can just drop them there. So let's just select this point and then take it all up there and drop them here. Okay, so we have the top support, and then we're gonna go down, right? And then here we need to do the same thing to our fillet. Let's zoom in. Oops, select this, done. I'm not sure if you like the design because I'm just using my imagination to make this table. I know it's not a really fancy table in the world, but just wanted to give you an idea. Okay, done. We'll fix this. You see this error? We're gonna fix that as well very easily. So we got this now. I am going to actually copy these instead of making another ones. So whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, done. Now for selection, I'm going to select one of the point. Let's just orbit down. Let's select this and then let's take it upwards, all up, and drop them here. Okay, now let's just turn off this OP layer first, and this is going to give us error. I've got to change the layer to 0, and the first thing I'm going to do before my AutoCAD crash, I'm going to save the file. So let's just save table, and now I'm going to get rid of all of these. I don't need them. I like to keep things clean. Okay, so now I'm going to turn on OP layer, right? And then I'm going to, let's just see what's going on here. Okay, let's isolate the layer. For that, I don't know where is the command. For that, I'm going to change that to 3D modeling workspaces. Okay. All right, so isolate this layer. Okay, and now we need to get rid of these things as well. Let's change the workspaces to 3D wireframe because my computer is going to blow up as always. Okay, so we have these two as well. Now I'm going to actually move the faces. I should have done that, but what we can do here, I'm going to draw a rectangle here. Let's just show you the quick way to do it. Okay, I'm going to extrude that to, let's say 6 inch. That's actually very long, so ext3. I'm going to extrude that to 0.6, actually 0.5. all right, now we're gonna copy this. I'm gonna drop it to, let's say 5.5. Didn't work because I had to select the object and 0, 0, 5.5. right, now let's unisolate this layer. Okay, let me just double check what is going on here. That is fine, and that's fine there as well. So what we can do now is I'm going to, whoop, where is my file? Actually, it's Control Z and then E. Okay, well, this thing is too far and we need one more here. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract these two from these. Okay, let's just make sure. Okay, nice. We have done something terrible, so undo. Okay, as you select these first instead of selecting them first, and then select, whoop, that's very wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna select SU, subtract, and then select the bottom part. Hopefully it will work because I keep correct. Oh, it doesn't work. Oops, I get the email. So SU, oops, undo that first, man. SU and select all of these. Select this. Should work now. This worked actually. I'm gonna select P for previous. Didn't work, so we have to select that and then get rid of this. Okay, so now let's check it out. Now if I go down, you won't find that arrow, right? So there's no bluish, so we have actually cut that down. Now I'm going to copy this and P for previous. Okay, and then I'm going to select somewhere here, and then let's just take them upwards. Done. Okay, so we have got that. Now let's check it out, the bottom part there. and we have that now. Now I'm actually going to extrude one of them. Let's select press pull command, or you can select extrude faces command. You want to select this face. Oops. Select the press pull again. Select this face, then start from here and take it all the way up there here. Okay, nice, we have that thing done. There's two ways you could do. Either you could extrude all of them, but I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm going to do that a bit of quicker way. So where is this thing going now? Undo. Okay, just change that 3D wireframe. Okay, this is the group actually, so we have to explode them. So now this is a different thing now. Okay, so get rid of all of them. You can just orbit, okay, to look at them. So I'm actually going to get rid of all of them as well. And now I'm going to copy this object here and then this object, right? And now select it from somewhere here, right? And then I'm going to take this and drop that here. We need one there, and then we need one there, and we need the one here. Okay, let's look at our 3D model now. Change that to, say, hidden. Okay, that's our 3D model now. Let's just change that to shaded actually. Okay, so that is the table, and then we're gonna create this is actually the table I have in the room, in my room actually, in my house actually. So we've done the table. Now let's apply some materials. I'll show you a few things. Let's go to visualize tab and then click on material browser. Now we need two kinds of materials. So I'm going to click here, and we need a glass. So for that, I can bring in this clear glass. What's this? Clear green glass. And what's down there? We have this smoked glass, which actually I'm going to use. I'm going to drag that to my browser. I actually double click to see the properties as well. I'm going to close that. We can change the properties later, so select this, drop it there. Now we need a metal. Let's go to the metal category, and here I am actually going to chrome polished brush. Select that, and in the middle I am actually going to use some kind of different kind of metal. Let's use this metal, right? Now we can actually apply the material by layers. So let's go to here, click here, and then attach by layer. Come on, work. Okay, so we need a glass, smoked to our glass layer, and then we need a metal to our pillars, and then chrome polish to our pillars. Actually I did it wrong. Actually opal would be different, so I'm going to close that. Chrome polish would be on opal and metal on this one. Let's click OK, and now let's check it out. It should be applied now. Let's go to viewport and then change that to realistic. Okay, so we have material there. I'm going to go back to material browser. I'm going to double click on the glass, and here is a reflectance and reflection there. So I'm actually going to change the diamond and let's see what happens. Now let's just keep that glass actually. Now there's not much properties here, but you can actually apply a little bit more reflectance to make it look like a bit of glass here. Okay, so we got this now, and let's go back to surface and add a planar. So I'm going to add a planar somewhere, something like this. Okay, and let's just zoom, extend. Okay, we need another material, so let's go back to visualize tab, and for this I'm going to actually take some tiles. So stone, wall paint, wood, concrete. Here let's select the concrete. Actually doesn't really matter, this is going to be, we're just gonna drop that there. Okay, maybe different one. Actually select the floor. So can I find any floor? Miscellaneous, what we have in a miscellaneous, we have nothing. What we need, sliding, siding actually. No, I am actually going to search for tiles, and we have some very bad tiles, so that is why just get rid of it and then type here tiles. So these are the tiles we have now. Let's select this one. Woohoo, that's too big. We need to adjust that. Let's too dark. Too dark. Okay, this is fine. I'm actually going to double click on that. And here I'm going to change the image. Okay, select the image, double click on that. Actually here, come on, work. Taking too long. That's why I'm going to do a different way. So I'm gonna go and click on a mapping, select this material, and then we can actually adjust this somewhere here. Okay, and then I'm going to change the gizmo to scale. Let's go back and change the gizmo to scale, and then we can add some more details. It's actually not working because there's not much going on, so we need to change that to go back to realize, change the material, select that panel, and here we can change the properties to tiles. I think that's the one we actually selected. Now this is the one actually we selected. Let me just apply that again so we know that's the material we applied. So double click on that now, and then click here, click on this image. Come on, no, it's gonna take me to the image actually. We have to select it by clicking here. So I'm going to change the sample size to, let's say, tile should be 1 feet by 1 feet. Okay, so 1 feet by 1 feet. Okay, that should be fine now. And let's just zoom in. That should be fine, 1 by fine. Okay, so now let's go to Realize tab and try to render that. I'm actually going to render that at minimum so we could see what's going on. Let's check out the render. Wow, it's taking so long. Okay, definitely this is not a realistic rendering, I can guarantee you. But as you can see that we got the glass, we got the table, pretty much. Well, final rendering we will do in our final project video. So that's the table, guys. This is the glass, that's the metal. I should have selected a different one, so maybe just add some shadows as well, full shadows, And if you click here and then click on render environment and exposure window, you can turn on environment, and I'm gonna select soft light. Okay, and now let's render this and let's see what's going on now. Okay, we need to add some exposure, so let's just add some exposure. Oops, too much. Okay, let's try it this time now. What's going on? Much better. Much better. So you can see that the glass. Okay, so we'll do the final rendering in the final project, guys. But this is our, as you can see that the metal is coming out now. This is the metal. I don't like this golden metal, but that's fine. So alright, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any question, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to check out my live stream for the complete AutoCAD project. And the final render what I do with this table, you can watch that in thumbnail. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Cheers.